Greetings, instructors, and thank you for your interest in the mentorship program. I want to go over with you just very quickly what that process looks like if you are interested in becoming a mentor. First, starting with the eligibility. If you go to the Trello board, and I'll pull this up, to the Instructor Support Trello board, under Instructor Resources, with the little candlelight here, scroll down to Mentor Instructor, click on that tab. If you go to the Mentor Instructor Program, click on that document, you will find the Mentor Instructor SOP and see the eligibility. As we walk through this, just kind of talk through how this looks. To be eligible to become a mentor instructor, first of all, those folks that are currently master instructors under the old project are automatically mentor instructors if they would like to be. They don't have to do anything else. They're automatically mentor instructors if they want to be, but they don't have to. Additional instructors, though, will be invited by the project team to apply. And those individuals that will be invited are those instructors who have consistently demonstrated a mastery of presentation skills, as evidenced by their peer and coordinator feedback, as well as participant evaluations. And those presentation skills are those listed in the core competency form, as well as those in the Trello board. And I'll show you where to find those, but really in the core competency form is where you find those. They must have been, to be eligible, you must have been a lead instructor for at least 15 times under our project since July 1st of 2020. So again, under this project as lead instructor, consistent compliance with contract terms, and then current master instructors are pre-approved as mentors, as I mentioned. The application process is you click on this link, and that will take you to right back to the Trello board. So right back to where we just were. And I'll go back on, I'll click out, log out and come back in again, but it's going to take you right back to the instructor support page on the Trello board. And basically you're going to fill out that application and the self-assessment for mentor instructor. Fill it out as you see it. I will say a couple things to keep in mind with this. We are looking for you to download files to support the presentation skills that we've identified. So something that shows support of you demonstrating proficiency in technology requirements, something that shows support in time management. One of those, and of all of these presentation skills, one of those has to be a 3-minute video clip. So it can be a 3-minute video clip of you demonstrating that skill set. Now, for some people, some instructors have chosen to do this in a real class. Others have done it in a virtual pretend class, if you will, in a mock class. You can do that either way, just to demonstrate that skill. So whichever works best for you. Certainly happy to answer any questions that you might have. There is a rubric for that application, if you're interested in taking a look at that as well. Again, kind of give you an idea of how that evaluation process looks like. Once you apply, it is actually the folks that make up the application review team are current mentor instructors, as well as the project team. So those are the folks that make up the evaluation team, if you will. Once you become a mentor instructor, the difference or what we're asking really is that you walk alongside new instructors and help guide them. Use your expertise and experience and help walk them through. And get them moving through their career path, if you will, to really ultimately get them to where they are comfortable as a lead instructor themselves. You will be given the opportunity to be matched with a mentor. Actually, what will happen is if I will get the list of the mentors, and as new mentees come in, I'll take a look at where you are geographically and just make those match. So I'll make that hand off to you through a warm email and just say, hey, if you're interested, I've got a mentee that's available in your area. I'd like to assign them to you. If you're good with that, here's their information. I'll do the warm handoff. That will be that. Once you receive that warm handoff, then the expectation is, or once I've done that introduction, the expectation is that within 15 days, you do make contact with that mentee. And that contact time will be really that opportunity for you to meet them, to assess what are their learning needs, and what is their progress towards teaching since certification. Now know that by the time you've talked with them, I've already talked with them. We've done our 1-hour onboarding as well. So I can let you know also any information ahead of time. If there's anything pertinent that you might need to know also, I'll share that with you. But they will, I would just want you to make sure that you're connecting with them, because the whole idea of the mentor program is we want to help new instructors remain engaged. It's really the one of the other purposes of that, of this program. So hopefully that contact within 15 days will help to support that. You'll add a note then when you are accepting a class on the scheduling board. You will put a note, hey, I'm the mentor for, I use the example, I created a page for Frida the Boxer. You may have heard of her. She's our new mentee. We're going to sample through here in just a minute. But I'm the mentor for Frida the Boxer. Can I please be matched with her if she accepts this class also? So as you're accepting classes, make sure you put that in the notes section so the coordinators can make every effort to get you connected with that mentee and teach together. It's really what this fourth note down here says. Realistically, we know that you're not going to be able to teach every class with your mentee. Schedules just are not going to align that way. We hope they do. It's probably not going to happen. But not to worry, because continuity can still happen, because what we've done is there's now a new instructor checklist, and then we're asking for the mentors, and we started this a bit with the master program, although it wasn't always consistent, but we're asking for the mentors to write progress notes, if you will. And I'm going to show you this here. I'm going to stop this screen and open up what this looks like. So this is on the mentor instructor Trello board. Again, this is the same Trello board we were using previously. For those of you that are master instructors coming back, this is the same Trello board. But what will happen when you become a mentor instructor, I'll send you the link to this mentor board, and you will look for your mentee. You'll scroll down through your teaching classes as co-instructor. So you'll scroll down through. This is your little reminder about what you're doing at this stage. So I'm looking for Frida the Boxer. Frida the Boxer, the person I was matched with. I see my name. I'm assigned to them. I open it up. This is Frida's specific Google Doc that has her new instructor checklist. Each time I teach with her, I'm going to fill out this document, and I'll show you what this document looks like. So let's say I'm the instructor. Let's say I'm her mentor. That's great. This is all going to make sense. That'll be wonderful. But if I happen to not be her instructor, all of the mentors will have access to this shared drive, this shared Google Doc. So that'll be really helpful, so that we're all on the same page. So we can make a notation on here that, okay, on such and such a date, Frida taught with Bridget, and she did sections 3 and 4. And I can add any notes. There's also additional information on here. So for date and then any notes, if you want to put any notes in these other categories. These categories correspond with the core competency form that all of the new instructors receive. So that's, again, there's consistent messaging here that they're receiving, and that we are reinforcing that as mentor instructors. How this is working, and we've piloted this and it has worked well so far, is essentially we are letting the mentees do this as a self-evaluation. After the class is wrapped up, we're letting them, obviously we're filling out the sections, we can fill out the dates, but then asking them, okay, what's your feedback? Where do you think you're at with technology? And then we can jot some notes down. We can type it up as they're telling us, but we want them to do that self-evaluation. It's a great way for this tool to be usable. for them. But again, if I happen to not be the mentor, at least I'm able to capture this information. So this is all information that's going to be seen by the mentee in real time. At the end of their 3 classes, by the time they've taught their 3 free classes, so to speak, this form needs to be completed. This form needs to be completely filled out. If it's not filled out completely, when the mentor does the warm handoff back to me in an email, just include notes as to why. And maybe that why is the person needs additional support in different areas, and that's fine. You just need to let me know. But again, using this form is going to help with the continuity. If, let's say, I happen to not be the same instructor that's the person's mentor, at least I know still what's going on with them. Likewise, the second requirement each time you teach with a mentee is to include a narrative down here. The purpose of this narrative is really to give us as instructor mentors the opportunity to include notes that maybe we don't necessarily feel comfortable with sharing in front of the mentee. Maybe they're just small little notes, small little nuances, small little communication pieces that are more comfortable, and maybe they don't really fit into a category someplace, but we want them to be shared. So for instance, here I include the date that I taught with them and then a brief little note. 5/11/23, taught with Frida, very responsive to emails and timely, receptive to feedback and suggestions about tech issues, would do great with clinical audiences. Again, a quick narrative each time you teach. Again, this is going to help with that continuity if by chance it's not the assigned mentor teaching with the mentee. So and then up here we have this reminder. Again, there's some extra recording that we're asking out of the mentors for this project. There's also that additional $300 each time you teach with a mentee. It is reflected here. That's what's being reflected in this. So going back to our standard operating procedure, if you will. So we've got, we're kind of moving on through here. Typically, as I mentioned, typically they will teach the 3 classes together with a mentor, but they may not. The point of contact, though, is going to be initially 15 days, at least within 15 days of me doing the warm handoff as the instructor support specialist, you're going to make contact. They're going to teach their classes with whomever. And then as I jump down here, within 2 months of them teaching their last class, the mentor is going to reach out to the mentee and just touch base and see where they're at and do a warm handoff back to me to say, okay, Bridget, they're ready to be lead instructor, or Bridget, here's some different areas where they could use some additional support. That's what and then the handoff is done, the class, then the relationship has ended. You can continue to offer support if you like, but you're not required to, nor will you be financially compensated for any additional support. So we wanted to make sure, though, that we built in this year an end date and what that looks like. And that's really what the end date looks like. So that's going to be important too, I think. Again, mentors will receive that additional $300 each time they teach a class with a mentee that is not getting paid for their classes. So when they're within their first 3 classes, that we're calling them, that are free because we paid for their training, they're not getting paid, that money's really getting shifted over to the lead instructor, to the mentor instructor. If this is somebody who has taught, they've taught their 3 free classes, but they still need additional support. Maybe they're in class 6 or 7, they still need additional support, and you're matched with them. You're not going to be eligible to get that additional $300, just so you're aware. Just to kind of clear how that process works. Again, it is the mentor, the assigned mentor, that is responsible for ensuring that all sections of that new instructor checklist are completed after the 3 classes, or notes are made clarifying the reason for being incomplete. So when you're sending that email back to me, 2 months after their last class, within that 2-month period after their last class, making sure that that's been noted, that all those sections have been filled out, or at least note as to why they're not being filled out. Why is it incomplete, if you will. And then again, I'll meet with the mentee then. My next step then is going to be to meet with that mentee to follow up with any next steps, be it teaching them the role of the lead instructor, or going over and offering that additional support as they need it, for whatever areas you have identified as the mentor. So that's really what this new process looks like. Hopefully this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, bswihart@mhankyswoh.org. Happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you so much.